She was born in poverty, blessed with beauty, promised the world and walked away. When she came back, ready to love, she found another woman wearing her crown. This is the story of Cindy. A girl born with the kind of beauty that made people stop and stare. Her skin glowed, her smile was soft, and her body was the kind that made men whisper and women turn their heads. But beneath all that beauty, her life was far from perfect. She came from a poor home. Her parents worked odd jobs just to feed the family. They didn't have much, but they had faith. They raised Cindy in church. They taught her what was right and what was wrong, and she listened. By God's grace and hard work, Cindy got a scholarship to study in the city. The day she left home, her mother held her hands and said, "Don't forget who you are." Cindy promised she wouldn't. But the city has a way of testing promises. At university, Cindy kept to herself. She studied hard, prayed often, and stayed away from trouble. But soon, she met a group of girls, beautiful, stylish, always having money for nice clothes, good food, and weekend trips. Cindy admired them. One evening, they invited her out. Just one night, they said. "Come with us to the club. You're too pretty to be hiding in this hostel." That night changed everything. Bright lights. Loud music. Men in fancy clothes and expensive cars stared at her like she was a rare jewel. Her friends whispered, "Cindy, your beauty is a gift. Men will pay just to sit near you. Use it." Cindy hesitated, but she remembered the empty pockets, the unpaid bills, her parents struggling back home. So she said yes. And from that moment, Cindy stepped into a life she never imagined: money, attention, gifts, hotel rooms, expensive perfumes, soft life. Men chased her like she was a dream, and she began to love the feeling of being wanted. Then he appeared. Mr. Okafor. A 45-year-old man. Quiet. Rich. Respected. He didn't want just one night with Cindy. He wanted her. He sent flowers to her hostel. He paid her school fees without her asking. He bought her a small car to make her life easier. He didn't treat her like a plaything. He treated her like a wife. He prayed for her in the mornings. He massaged her feet after long days. He saw a future with her. Her friends laughed behind her back. "He's old enough to be your father," they said. Cindy would just smile and reply, "I'm only here for the money. I don't love him." But Mr. Okafor didn't know that. One morning, Cindy woke up feeling sick. She went to the hospital. After some tests, the doctor looked at her and said, "Congratulations, you're pregnant." Cindy froze. The doctor continued softly, "You're carrying 4 babies. Quadruplets." It felt like the ground disappeared under her feet. Cindy cried all night. How would she tell her parents? What would people say? She couldn't believe she was pregnant, for a man nearly her father's age. But when Mr. Okafor heard the news, he was overjoyed. He had no children. His family had been begging him to marry for years. He held Cindy's hands and said, "You're not alone. Move in with me. I'll take care of you." Cindy had no other choice. She moved into his house. Later, she took him to meet her parents. They were shocked and uncomfortable. He was much older, but he was kind, respectful, and he loved their daughter. They accepted him, even though their hearts were heavy. Months passed. Cindy gave birth to 4 beautiful babies, 2 boys and 2 girls. When she held them, she cried tears of love. For a moment, she felt complete. But slowly, the feeling faded. Her friends on social media were still partying, traveling, laughing. Cindy sat at home, breastfeeding, changing diapers, listening to babies cry at night. No more clubs. No more loud music. No more men sending her money. Mr. Okafor truly loved her. He helped her, cared for her, adored her. But Cindy felt trapped. She missed her freedom. She missed attention. She missed her old life. One morning before sunrise, while Okafor was still asleep, she packed her bags. She kissed her baby's foreheads, left a note on her side of the bed and walked out of the house without looking back. She returned to her old life. Back to university. Back to makeup, heels, and bright club lights. At first, it felt good. But something was wrong. Men no longer chased her like before. Those who did, didn't stay. The money she had started to finish. Her beauty didn't shine the same. Her friends stopped answering her calls. Nights became quiet. No baby cries. No warm husband beside her. Just silence and regret. She missed her babies. She missed peace. She missed the man who loved her without asking for anything. One evening, hungry and tired, she sat by a small food stand, eating slowly. She saw a couple walking by, holding hands and laughing softly. Tears filled her eyes. She whispered to herself, "I threw away the only person who truly loved me." That night, she made a decision. She would go home, if it was still home. As the sun was setting, she walked to Mr. Okafor's house. Her dress was faded. Her slippers were worn out. Her hair was rough. Her eyes were full of shame. She stood at the gate for a long time, shaking, before she finally knocked. Mr. Okafor opened the gate. He looked stronger, healthier, even younger. But beside him stood a woman, simple, calm, carrying one of the babies. The little girl saw Cindy and shouted, "Mama!" She ran into Cindy's arms. Cindy fell to her knees, crying, "Please, forgive me. I want to come back home." Mr. Okafor's eyes became misty, but he held his voice steady. "Cindy, I have forgiven you," he said softly, "but I cannot take you back. You left when I needed you most. I have a wife now. She stayed with me when everyone else walked away." He turned to his wife and gently said, "Please bring the kids and a little money. She is still the mother of my children." The woman nodded kindly. Cindy hugged her children tightly, tears falling from her eyes onto their small shoulders. She watched them run back to the house, to another woman calling them inside. Mr. Okafor handed Cindy a small envelope. And the gates of a compound that was once hers slowly closed on her. That night, Cindy slept in a small, cheap motel near a waterfall. For the first time in years, she knelt down to pray. With a broken voice, she said, "God, I lost everything because of pride. Thank you for opening my eyes before it was too late. Even if I can't go back, please give me strength to start again." She wiped her tears, laid on the small bed, and waited for a new dawn with a quiet kind of hope.